Welcome to Informatica Cloud 101 on-demand course. In this module, we are going to look at the data masking application. After completing this module, you will be able to explain the purpose of the data masking service, configure data masking task options, and build, test, and run a data masking task. The Informatica Cloud data masking application allows you to mask sensitive data in a non-production environment with realistic-looking test data. It allows you to migrate data from one Salesforce org to another, or one Oracle database to another. So in the process of migrating data, you can mask sensitive fields with realistic-looking, yet fake test data. You also have the ability to mask data in place. This means that you can override existing data in a Salesforce org or Oracle database. When configuring a data masking task, you get multi-step wizard, just like the other applications we have looked at in previous modules. On the source step, you have the option to choose single or multiple Oracle database tables. For Salesforce sources, you can choose single or multiple objects. On the target side, you can either choose a same as source option for masking data in place. If you have a Salesforce source, you can select another Salesforce connection for your target. And if you have an Oracle source, you can select another Oracle connection for your data. You will also specify an operation for the task to perform in this step. For Salesforce, do Salesforce task, your options are insert or upsert. For Oracle to Oracle task, you can select insert, update, or upsert, or truncate and insert, which deletes all data in the target and inserts data from the source. Additionally, for Salesforce to Salesforce task, you will need to specify an external ID field to be used or created in the objects that you're transferring over. These are fields created specifically during the data masking job, and you have the option to delete the created external ID after the job runs. The next step in the wizard is data subset. It allows you to specify a row limit or data filter option. Note that these options are only available if the source and target are not the same connection. So you can't use either if you're masking the data in place. Also, the row limit option is only available for Oracle to Oracle connections. You can create simple or advanced data filters. And you have the following options: creating filters on a single Salesforce object, and for Oracle to Oracle connection, you can apply filters to multiple related objects. So when you get to the data masking step in the wizard, you will need to select a masking rule for all columns that you want to mask. Here are a few notes on that. The column type determines the masking rules that will be displayed. For example, integer and date fields will have fewer options. Then you can select the nullification masking rule if you're transferring a null value to your target from your source. And any columns without a masking rule specified will copy over unmasked. So here is a list of the masking rule types available. You have credit card masking, date masking, which includes key date and random date masking, email and email advanced, IP address masking, key masking, nullification string, phone or random masking, social insurance number or social security number masking, substitution masking. This includes a number of different substitution fields that you can use to mask data with realistic-looking test data. Some of the substitution fields would be name, which can be used to mask company name, female or male, first name, last name, position, city, state, US zip code, etc. And then finally, URL masking. Depending on the masking rule you select, some have additional options available for you to configure as well. Those masking rules are listed here: random date, credit card, email advanced, key masking, random, and social insurance number masking. Remember that it's the agent that is actually running the task. So when you have a SAS source and a SAS target, in this case, when you're masking Salesforce data, you will need to specify which agent you want to run the task. This is done in step 6 of the wizard. The data masking service uses a set of dictionary files for the substitution masking rules. These files are located in the agent installation directory and are currently not modifiable. If you're substituting data in a separate target, let's say you are copying and masking data from production Salesforce org to a sandbox, your destination org must contain all fields as the source org, and those field names must be identical. Now your target org can contain additional fields. However, those will not have data copied and masked into them. I will now demonstrate how to create a data masking task, copying data from one Salesforce org over to another, masking sensitive fields in the transfer. In this demo, I will demonstrate creating masking task. I will copy over some data from the production Salesforce org over to a development org for testing. The production Salesforce org contains customer-related sensitive data, which I want to mask while copying that over to the testing environment. I am logged in to my Salesforce development org, and currently there is no data here in cases, contacts, or accounts. Now to take a quick look at my Salesforce production org, I am on the Cases tab on my production Salesforce account. Here I have number of cases with real contacts. If I look at one, I can see there is live email address and phone number. I want to mask these sensitive fields for the testing purpose. Now I will create a masking task. Log into the Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services and select the Data Integration Service. Click New from the navigation pane and select the masking task and click Create. In the task name field, enter the name as Demo Masking. Specify an appropriate location for the task and click Next. From the Source Connection drop-down, I will select my production environment. From the Source Type option, select Multiple. I want to mask all the cases and the associated accounts and contact information. Click Add. Select the case object and click Select. To add the related object for case, select the case object and click Add. Select Account and click Select. Again, select the case object and click Add. Select Contact Object and click Select. To view the relationship between the objects graphically, click the View Schema button. Click Close. Click Next. You can mask the data in the source itself. However, for this demo, let us select the connection for Salesforce Development org. Keep the task operation as Insert. To configure the fields to reconcile relationship between the source and the target object, click the Create button. It will be an external ID. Rename the external ID appropriately and click Create. Click Next. I will skip over Data Filter. Click Next again. Define the masking rules on the Masking step. To make default assignments for data masking, click the Default Assignment button. Masking rule for some of the fields will be applied. To switch between the source objects, we can select the object from the Source Object drop-down. Select Account. For the applicable fields, the drop-down will display a list of masking rules that can be applied on that field. I will change the masking rule for the account name to Substitution Name. Select Contact. Let us look at the Email Advanced Masking rule. Click Configure. Here we can configure different properties for an email address. I will change the domain name to identify the masked records. Click Save. Click Next. Select the Active Secure Agent group from the Runtime Environment drop-down. To save and close the task, click Finish. To run the masking task, click Run. Go to the My Jobs page to monitor the task. Let us go back to my developer account. I can see the account's data has been masked. Let us look at the contacts and the email domain. The email domain has been masked as we configured with the domain name as informatica.com. Lastly, the case data has also been masked as per the defined masking rules. This concludes the demo. This concludes Module 16. This module showed you how to create a data masking task, configure data masking task options, run a data masking task, and validate results.